Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure why there's an issue with the audio, but I will definitely try to take care of it as we go along here tonight. Um, yeah, this is not fun for anyone. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty aggravating. So you're going to have to deal with it here tonight. I'm going to try to get through it and do the best that I can to make it happen for you. But as far as it goes, I don't have a lot of say in this. So I do apologize. I'm going to work on it here as we go. But yeah, looks like Elliot Drummond is going to be your pole sitter with Justin Shoup on the outside of him. Trey Holmes and Travis Strojan, row 2. Dorian Davis and Cody Johnson, row 3. Peyton Howell and Parrot Huggins, row 4. And Skylar Comstock and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. Again, I'll post that grid here as we get set and ready to rock. Again, I will work on the sound as we go along. Again, a foggy evening here at Kansas Speedway for the Munson 200. I should have known after an update with our computers that we would have an issue here tonight. But again, that is your field tonight for the Munson 200. Go back up through the field to get a taste of where everybody is. Again, we have 134 laps, no stages. No stages, but yeah, I got a lot going on. Again, audio being an issue here tonight. 5 tire sets, the one they have, and then the 4 that they'll be able to change. Max fuel capacity is going to be 70%. Again, I will continue to work through these issues here and hopefully can figure this out. But again, right now, it's just being a POS is my Streamlabs. Right. Yeah, again, they're going to take off and get ready to go. I'm still working on audio issues, so please bear with me as I try to make this happen for you. See if this helps out at all. Hopefully it does. Let me know in the chat if you can hear any of the iRacing audio. Might have been able to fix it on this one, but we'll see how it goes. Play it from there, but yeah, we're gonna go with this on this. I think we have audio. And it looks like Elliot Drummond and Justin Shoup gonna lead us off. Here we go for the Munson 200. And it looks like we have a caution already. Look back and see who's the culprit. Oh my goodness, let's back it up and see. Now this is the stuff we don't really need to be seeing, but it looks like it happened here a little bit ahead of them. Looks like kind of a crappy restart altogether. It looks like, oh wow, Glockner already getting involved. Let's back it up and try to see what happened here. Little checkup. Oh, yeah, and then the 11. Who is the 11? They look like Paul Wilkins getting a little crazy here to begin. And we have our first wreck of the night. Hopefully the wrecks do not carry over from last week into this week. Somebody could please let me know if they can hear the audio out there of the racing. That would be great and very helpful to me as we go through our first caution together. Again, if you're hanging out, thank you for joining me. And through the difficulties that we've had this evening so far, it hasn't been pretty. We've had one caution in the fog at Kansas. I don't think I've ever taken part in a race where it's this foggy. Something new to me. But here we are, Elliott Drummond, Trey Holmes, Justin Shoup, Condorian Davis, Travis Strogeny, Cody Johnson, Peyton Howell, Perrin Huggins, Connor Rowe, Skylar Comstock in your top 10. Looks like Ryman66 Rar followed me this minute. Thank you so much for that, bringing us up to 348. First time chatter as well. Computer problems are the worst. Hell yeah, they are. Couldn't make a qualifying lap. Ditto, brother. That's why I'm in the booth and not out there racing. But thank you for the follow and hanging out here with me tonight. Keeping it real in foggy Kansas. Speedway. Kind of surprised with this being the way it is, but we're here and we're going to deal with it. Ryman, if you're out there, if you can hear the car audio, let me know. I'm trying to do some testing. Had to do an alternate way of getting the audio to you tonight. Let me know if you can hear it. Again, riding on board with the 999 of Justin Shoup. Built in Virginia native. Switch teams this week, joined Adrenaline. And one of the faster cars out on the track. Big shout out to Shoup. Qualified second for this race. Looks like they're going to get the one to go this time by. Here's last year's 2023 Gears Cup Series champion Cody Johnson. Running up there in 6th. Blade says hi. Hello, Bladen. Hopefully you're having a good Friday night. Ryman says I can hear it. Thank you, God. I don't know what the deal was. I had to reroute it through my headphones so you can hear all the audio that's going through my headphones right now out in Twitch land. Yeah, it is kind of faint right now. That's because you're dealing with guys who are cutting off their engine. Trying to save fuel. Let's take a look at the 21 of Travis Strojany. Callaway on the hood. The Masters theme this weekend. If you live under a rock and don't know what the Masters is, that is a PGA golf tournament. One of the best. And it's kind of like the Super Bowl for golfers. Again, I'm going golfing this weekend. Can't wait for it to get out here in southern Wisconsin. Get out on the course and touch some grass. But I digress. Looks like they're going to get the one to go this time around. I apologize. I lied to you. Again, first caution of the night right at the start. Kind of screwed things up. And again, if you're just joining us, here is our aerial coverage cam for the MeetInYourMountain.com Blimp Cam. And like I was telling people from the beginning, this is fucked. Blade says this is something, and I just said what I thought. Take it for what you will. JB Prince, 88 with the follow, bringing us up to 349. Much appreciated, and thank you for following the Horseboat and the Gears Racing League. Again, Casa de la Horseboat and the Gears Racing League, all one and the same here. And I am so glad to have you along for the ride. JB Prince 88 says, let's get it, Shoop. Shoop, one of those guys, one of my favorites. Especially with that Coors car. But if you notice on that car, something's changed. I don't know if you could tell. You tell me in the comments or in the chat what it is. Again, his recent move to join Bladen Edwards and Peyton Howell in Adrenaline. I forget what the new name is. I didn't check that out before I got online. Let's see what it is. I see it as Adrenaline Motorsports for now, but I do see a potential change in that here. He says, I made that car. Make me a car. Make a horseboat car. One away from 350 followers. Again, something I thought I'd never achieve, let alone have as much fun as I do. Blade says, bet. Hell yeah. Ryman, Freedom United. Tilly did a great job on those Masters cars. Yeah, those are baller, dude. And I'm a fan. Like, I like golf. But I'm more of a fan of watching, like, you know, the next day, like watching the highlights and stuff. I can't watch that stuff live. For some reason, I fall asleep. I don't know why. As they're getting the one to go, Elliott Drummond, Justin Shoop, Trey Holmes, Kendorian Davis, Travis Strojany, Cody Johnson, Peyton Howell, Connor Rowe, Perrin Huggins, and Brad Gutierrez. Your top 10 as we're trying to make sense of it all and hopefully go green flag racing for a while. As we get set for the restart of the Munson 200. Everybody groups up. Let's see if we get a closer shot of this shit-ass fog of a race.
Green, green, green.
And we're going to get moving. So far, so good. Let's get that turn one entry. Everybody good so far. Nobody killing each other. Taking it nice and easy as they should. After last week's debacle at Martinsville, a lot of these guys getting a reality check in their driver ability. A lot of these guys are good drivers, and it's not a knock on a high percentage of these guys. 2/3 of the league, I would say, are very skilled. Whoa! Got people brushing up against the wall. Gonna keep it together. But there's some that just kind of made the race not fun. I'll just be real. And some that really do need work at their short track skills. Hopefully Bristol next week will not be another one of those races. Elliott Drummond, again, off to the races. About a half-second lead over Justin Shoup. Looks like 4 wide back there. Damn near. Perrin Huggins moving up into 4th. Started 8th and marching to the inside of Kendorian Davis for 3rd. And it looks like everybody has settled in. Is along for the ride as we'll ride along the nose of Mr. Mike DeWalt. He is single, ready to mingle. Whisper me, ladies, and I will get you his contact information. Jippery Slim, I need to work on my qualifying. I was not expecting the car to change that much from practice. Yeah, it really did. And I'm sure this weather doesn't help at all. Maybe it does. Maybe it gives the track, keeps it a little bit cooler, get a little bit more grip. I am not sure of the track temperature. I did not look at that. No, he didn't put single. I put single. You'll see if you catch it every now and again. I'm more than happy if you give me a custom font number and fill out your information into SDK. I'm gonna fuck with it. Riding on board with Rocket Racing, number 24, Nathan Fuller, to the inside of his teammate, Mike DeWalt. (14 of 134 in the books. Josh Parent in front of him. This is a battle for 12th. The 28 of Skyler Comstock. And that Haviland 28 Chevrolet Camaro looking beautiful. Let's take a look. Riding right up next is Colby Hogan. Colby Hogan to the inside of Nathan Fuller, and that's going to be for 13th. Oh my God, I hate this angle because of the fog. We're going to go to the nose cam. Zach Duche right along board with him for a little bit as he's riding the high line and feeling the burn. Might do a lot of this tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're okay with that. This seems to be the meta if you want to see what's going on the track. Let's ride on board with Tyler Curley. Hopefully he's not watching and fucks up. Want to see this young man finish a race tonight. The 43 is yet to really finish the race, let alone on the lead lap. Don't come for me and check my stats. I check the stats if I'm wrong. But I would love to see a solid finish from that 43 machine. Started 39th, now up to 16th, and having a solid run. Again, as you see, different grooves for different dudes. Kyle Munson from Wayland, Michigan. His race in honor of Mr. Munson, one of my favorites in the league. Running in 19th, started 21st, hanging out in 19th, running alongside John Howard and Min Hang. You see right in front of you. Looks like Mike DeWalt there playing the long game as well. 70% fuel capacity. They're going to be coming in fairly soon, I would imagine, if they did not pit for gas during that first caution. Again, I don't know why you would, but some people do that. Again, this fogginess has been something to be concerned with. As we'll take you back up near the front. Looks like Justin
Right,
Shute.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, we've got action. Where the hell is it? Oh, we just clicked away from Munson. Let's see what happened to the poor man. So here's replay. Oh, shit. Min Hang getting hung out. See what happened to Mr. Hang. Oh, Howard. Howard said party of 4 and just stuck it in there. And we'll see what happens. We'll back it up again. Yeah, Howard just put it where the sun don't shine. He's like, oh, man. Yeah, fuck it. Let's make it 3 wide. Min Hang's like, I'm going to put it there. Yeah. I think that's just a racing deal and unfortunate. You see John Howard not affected by it as much. Let's see if I can get a blimp shot. Yeah, that's going to be tough to see. Hope you can see it. We'll run it back. See that 78 there? And it's just the way the turn went. That's kind of how it unfolded. It's a racing deal. I don't think that's really on anybody. John Howard put it where he thought it could go. I'm pretty sure he probably saw the 9 to the inside and the 2 and the 28. But, you know, we're going to let him have that one just because I think personally it's a racing deal. I mean, he did ride up kind of high. He could have given him a little bit of space, but I don't know, maybe that is lack of awareness. But he collects, it looks like the 40. Oh, don't tell me. No. No. No, it's not Strogeny. It's Tilly, isn't it? It is Tilly. Damn it. That is a bummer. That is a bummer. In the pits he is. And we have seen some pit stops. What the hell was that? I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know what that's all about, but whatever. Sean Anderson going to be your leader. Started dead last in 40th. Made the big show. Biggest mover from worst to first. But I would imagine he hasn't pitted. Jacob Delgado as well. Hopefully you guys are having a couple beverages. I'm going to continue mine here shortly. Did not expect that caution to come out, but here we are. Again, next week we're going to have Brandon's Brittle 250. Right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. So happy to see a lot of subs in the month of March and April. Had near a 29. Now back down to 11. Got a goal here of at least 30 subscribers a month, trying to hit it. If you got a Prime, and you just don't know what the hell to spend it on, spend it here. Spend it here with the Gears Cup Series. Try to make this content as enjoyable for y'all with the least amount of advertisements that you have to put up with via Twitch. Again, we're going to probably be converting over here at some point, or streaming across multiple channels like YouTube, TikTok. TikTok, I think we're going to start in here pretty soon. but we're very happy to be on Twitch.tv. Again, had a lot of sponsors this season and continual throughout the year. So if you're interested in sponsoring, give us a shout out. Shoot me a DM here at Twitch. We'll get you set up with the right people. But Sean Anderson, Jacob Delgado going to lead us off from the second caution.
Green flag, green flag.
As we are shifting gears and going green. Gears green. Back at it. And you see Delgado kind of getting out of the way. Elliot Drummond right there. Brad Gutierrez and HendricksCars.com 84. Perrin Huggins going high to the outside with Kendorian Davis and Connor Rowe. Connor Rowe trying to shoot that gap in the middle for the lead. Going to tuck right back in behind Anderson. Right along board with Connor Rowe. And Connor, part of that Rocket Racing group. Having a good year so far. Decent finishes. Kendorian Davis yet to make a name for himself, but looks like Kansas seems to be his style. Suits him well, running around in third. Right behind him, though, is Elliot Drummond. The young man with an A, B, and C plan. Letting it be known who runs the joint as he goes to the inside of Davis. Looking to make that pass for third. Anderson, Rowe, Drummond, Davis, and Huggins, your top five, with Cody Johnson, Howell, Brad Gutierrez, Chris Parkman, and Jacob Delgado rounding out your top 10. Again, a lot of nose cameras tonight as the fog is fucking ridiculous. If you're hanging out with me, please enjoy yourself a shot or a drink or something. And if you're underage, I do not condone it. So please, don't do it. Riding around on the hood of Chris Parkman like a deer mounted on a Ford F-150. You see Curley shooting the gap, trying to make it 3 wide for 10th. And he's going to take it. Curley in that 5-hour Energy Toyota. Started off 39th and has worked his way up to 9th. Big moves. Special teams, special plays. Oh, looks like Zach Duche to the inside of Parkman. As Parkman seems to be going backwards. Let's ride on board with the Callaway-sponsored Masters, Travis Strojany. We have a new leader, as you've probably seen up there, up towards the front. Elliot Drummond has taken over the lead. Elliot Drummond, Sean Anderson, Cody Johnson, Connor Rowe, and Perrin Huggins. Drummond proving he is the man not only at road courses, not only at short tracks, but also at 1.5 miles. He asked tonight and had the audacity to say, hey, is there any money on the line tonight? No, there's not. Not every race is the chase for the money, but the bigger prize, which is a championship, which will mean so much more at the end of the day. As you can see, closing in is the 2023 Cup Series champion last year, Cody Johnson. A guy who knows Kansas pretty well and has plenty of experience taking down young guns like the 45. Let's watch this battle in our first Loose and Loud of the evening right here on the Horseboat Channel. Thank you, Von Henny, for the bits. You are the fucking man.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Looks like we have another caution. We'll find out who that is in just a moment. Oh, no. If I see who I thought, yeah. Oh, wow. So this is not going to be good. I'm not sure what happened. Again, I'm just as much in the dark as you are. And it looks like Josh Cole arca brake through that entire fucking field. So let's find out what happened further up. Okay, looks like they're already holy shit. Let's just back it up. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so I guess we know where to go now. Oh, no. Nathan Fuller. John Howard again. Getting into it with Connor Rowe. So this is, I think, is definitely lack of awareness here. Now, this, again, this is the commentator, not a guy who's making penalties or doing anything like that. This is purely my speculation that is only shared to you guys in the stream. So as we go up, looks like Connor Rowe hits the wall a little bit. And then John Howard kind of couldn't get off him once he was on him. So let's take a look here. And I don't think this is John Howard's fault now looking at it further. But let's see what happened here. Nose cam, looks like he hits the wall there. Tried to make a little room for him. Rowe just kind of got squirrely. They sit there, they make sweet love, touch tips, all that good stuff. Howard looks like he overcorrects to stay on track, takes Fuller and half of Rocket Racing with him. And so now they head into the wall. Fuller and Rowe. I want to see what happened to Rowe and why he got airborne. That's what I'm concerned with. And it looks like he's going to start to come down now. And here comes Jesus. Yeah, Trey Holmes making him feel the Messiah. Holy shit. Man, that is unfortunate. Trey Holmes getting into 34. Munson's involved in that. Looks like the 11 of Paul Wilkinson. Holy cow, the 30 car. The 30 car, we got to take a look at what the hell happened with the 30 car, because that was some funny shit right there that we didn't see yet. Let's see if I can find him. There you go, Adrian Arenas. Let's back it up. So like the crash is happening. People are braking. Wilkinson. Oh! Holy shit. All right, we got to get a nose cam on that one. All right. He's like, hey, I'm just going to drive, having a good time here, racing here at Kansas, I'm going to go call my mom later. Holy shit! I'll have to call fucking Geico. I got to serve more than a restart zone, I guess. Wow. That is unfortunate. Two cars literally getting airborne. That is the Gears Cup Series in a whole. Awesome, action-packed every week. You never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to get. You could get the movie Forrest Gump or just Forrest Gump, whichever one you're going to find here. I don't know what point I was trying to make on that. We are a good series. This series is professional and very good. The broadcasting may be risque and unorthodox. These guys are definitely great drivers. Good, decent green flag run there. Going to get a chance for everybody to get some gas and some tires. So we get back green flag racing here shortly. And next week is going to be Brandon's Brittle 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope to have y'all along for the ride on that one. It's going to be a great time. Again, same bat time, same bat channel here at Casa de la Horseboat. Perrin Huggins and Elliott Drummond to lead us off with Cody Johnson and Tyler Curley. Peyton Howell and Sean Anderson, Jake Collins and Zach Duche. Travis Strogeny and Justin Shue round out our top 10. Again, 3 cautions here tonight so far. Let it be that. The over-under was about 7. Let's stay under. Here we go. Geico restart zone. Gears Cup Series. Bing, bang, boom. Let's go. Green flag racing. Cody Johnson all over the rear bumper of Perrin Huggins to get off to a good start. 2 Chevrolets sticking it out amongst Toyotas. Huggins, Drummond, Johnson, Howell, Curley. Two by two into 3 and 4. Elliott Drummond going to pull away the leader and back to the domination. Again, Drummond and Howell has obviously been the 1-2 punch as far as points are concerned. And it remains that way here tonight. It's a similar story. They're hanging around all the time. As you can see, Peyton Howell going for the lead. out of 3 and 4. And if it doesn't think I'm excited about it, I am. I've just seen it so much this year. The 77 and the 45 seem to be the two that battle it out the most. And honestly, it's a good rivalry to watch. But I'm hoping that somebody can get their nose in between these two fellas. More people that run in this series than the 77 and the 45. But again, the Munson 200 knows no prisoners, holds no bars, pulls no punches, eats all ass. About a third of the way through now of the Munson 200. Peyton Howell, your leader. Elliott Drummond, Perrin Huggins, Sean Anderson, and Zach Duche. With Travis Strogeny, Tyler Curley, Brad Gutierrez, Justin Shoup, and Jake Collins rounding out your top 10. Again, if this is your first time watching, I am the Horseboat, a.k.a. Tom Torrey, bringing you the action of everything Gears Cup Series related. I can honestly say we used to do recruitment races, but registration's pretty much all that is, and that will be. I have a lot of drivers trying to get in every week, some frustrated that they can't. They wait all week to race, and then they don't qualify. Unfortunately, that's the point. We want you to be the best that you can be, and if you cannot make it on speed, that is tough nuggets. And for some people, that's hard to hear. But if you are a competitive driver, a.k.a. the GOAT, Von Henny, thank you. And I know I wasn't supposed to, but big shout out to Von Henny. The man has purchased a Stream Deck Mini just for this channel. He has sponsorship with his Wheelin' and Dealin' server in Discord with Brayton Laster. As a result, for a couple races, the sticker and decal of Wheelin' and Dealin' will be on the car. Again, Von Henny, you are the man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, supporting me, and supporting the Gears Cup Series. And a risky move in front of Zach Duche was Elliott Drummond, but he lives on the edge. Howell, Anderson, Duche, Drummond, and Strogeny, your top 5. But it's changing by the second. Von Henny, you guys are awesome. Likewise, man. Likewise. Without contributions from people like you, we do not exist. And that is being fucking for real on all fronts. Makes it worth my time and enjoyment to see other people joining the channel, either if they're lurking, they're just hanging out, randomly finding our channel, or a part of the series, lurking, watching themselves. Hopefully they get some TV time. I love that. I love that our drivers love the content that we create. Again, they're a product of that. What they do on the track, I portray here through what I do here. And some of my shtick may be comedic and satirical in nature. But racing has always been a passion of mine since I was a young boy. It's one of the few things my father and I would connect on would be NASCAR racing. It's always interesting to see who comes out on top every weekend. And who has a team in the car to get to victory lane. Again, it was a lot different years ago. But even now, it's still quite interesting. And something that's unique. Again, Peyton Howell, Sean Anderson, Brad Gutierrez, Travis Strogeny, and Zach Duche, your top 5. With Elliott Drummond, Perrin Huggins, Justin Shoup, Chris Parkman, and Matt Albert, as we're riding on board with. Rounding out your top 10. Again, Ontario, Canada native with the Irwin Tools 48 Chevrolet. Looking as sexy as ever. But again, we're only 6 races in of 33. 9 of those races are playoff races. And the rounds go of races by of 3. Again, if you weren't around during our Daytona show, we actually had premiered the whole schedule. So if you want to go back on our YouTube channel and look for that, you can. But a lot of good races coming up here this season. A lot of money on the line. A lot of fun and drama to be had by these drivers. Again, if you got that Prime sub, feel free to throw it up and support Casa de la Horse Boat and the Gears Cup Series. At this point, we love all the support we can get because we are rapidly growing and looking to take our things to the next level. I lagged out and wiped out and got stuffed at the start. I saw that. However, I love this league, and we love you, man. Paul, you're a great dude. We love having you around. Love having you around, Paul. I love watching it. Now, Paul, you'll have to get me involved sometimes. I'm not very good at road course racing, but I would love to do one of those time trial runs, or not time trial, but one of those team races. Never done one. Like, I want to get it on the list, even if I race like shit. I want to get on one. I want to get one of those under my belt. That'd be awesome. Von Henning, you are right. Paul is the man. Endurance, that's the word I'm looking for. I've had a little bit of Irish whiskey tonight, Paul. You'll have to forgive me. And an old-fashioned before I got online, provided by my mother-in-law. It was really a great mother-in-law. She's amazing. Yeah, dude, I want to play some Magic. Bobby, I saw Bobby in a spell table, which he was looking at. Peyton Howell, again, your leader as I'm getting off track. 1 second behind Sean Anderson. Peyton Howell up a second over Sean Anderson. But yeah, that spell table thing, that's really cool. I've never heard of anything like that until last weekend, and yeah, I mean, I've got some decks. Me and my wife spent, well, I should say I spent $300 on Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering because I was so up in arms when they premiered that. I wanted to try out some of those decks, and I've yet to do that. So I would love to do that. Peyton Howell, Sean Anderson, Brad Gutierrez, Travis Trojany, and Zach Duche, your top 5 with Justin Shoup, Matt Albert, Ken Dorian Davis, Elliot Drummond, and Chris Parkman rounding out your top 10 again. A good run here. One of the biggest movers of the night is Sean Anderson. Started 28th, now up to 2nd. And Matt Albert, who started 34th, is now up to 7th. It's been a good race so far, to say the least. A few cautions, but again, nothing that I did not expect. And then here is your tree of your top 20. See where your favorite driver stands as we get ready to go in our second edition of our Loose and Loud of the night. Here we go. We bring you back in now from the Loose and Loud. Bring you back in the Horse Boat House. Right in the office. So salute to all the drivers, military personnel across the world, and everybody just want to have a good time this evening. Thank you for watching the Gears Cup Series. Woo! Over halfway home here on the Munson 200. Recap your leader out on a Friday night stroll with a 2.5 second lead. It's Peyton Howell. Sean Anderson back there with Travis Strojany, Zach Duche, and Brad Coutier as your top 5, with Justin Shoup, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, Kendorian Davis, and Andrew Sanford rounding out your top 10. And I gotta give a shout out to Andrew Sanford in that Liquid Death Toyota Camry. It looks pristine. I don't know if that's something he made himself or something you found on Trading Paints. That's fucking badass and appreciated over here. Like I said, we are over halfway home. And the cream has begun to rise from the top. Again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Martinsville is not a race I'm going to talk about a lot here. But over the course of the season, you know, 2 names have been consistent, and I think you know who they are, those 2, and then it's kind of everybody else. I mean, Perrin Huggins has been able to kind of stand up to these 2 and kind of put his nose in the middle, winning the other week. Putting himself out there. But after that, it's kind of a lot of question marks. You don't really know who's going to step up and try to take over this points lead. And again, we talked about points at the top of the show and how it continues to be Elliott Drummond and Peyton Howell at the top. And really behind them, you know, you're going to have to race a couple races and finish strong in order to be considered any sort of a threat to these guys. Connor Rose in 3rd right now with 283 points. Right now rolling around. Let's see where he's at. Yeah, back in 33rd. His car is probably cooked as far as I can know with his wild ride that he sustained. 33rd's not really that bad. But then you look at guys like Justin Shoup, who just joined the trial this week. He's running in 4th. There's a lot. And I mean, and you look at Mike DeWalt currently running in 7th, trying to make a pass on Shoup for 6th. You know, I look at Josh Cole. He is running currently 8th in points. Running back in 20th, started last in 40th. Barely making the show, but is here. You know, that's a key proponent of this. If you can make the big show, just getting in is huge. Substantial, because you have roughly 50 people every week trying to qualify in. So you're not even guaranteed a spot when you come here every Friday night. Some people like that parody. Some people fucking hate it. And we're starting to see it now in the Discord a little bit with some people kind of annoyed, raising their frustration and concerns. And really all I have to say is you have to get better. You have to put the time in. If you want to be fast and be in a competitive league such as this is what we demand of you. And at the start of the season, we made it very clear to anyone who is driving in our league that there's very well a possibility you may not make the race. And if you don't make the race, it's not personal. You just didn't make the goddamn race. You got to get over it. Emotional as you may be, no matter how old you are, whether you're 15 years old picking up a Logitech Wheel GT for the first time, or you're racing on a Mosa. If you don't make the field, you don't make the field. You got to get over it. Points matter in this league, and I promise you, at the end of the road here for a championship, it'll all be worth it. You make that top 4, you make that final class. I can't even tell you. But I'm proud that we'll be able to do it this season. Now, working back towards the front again, Peyton Howell, Travis Strojny, Zach Duche, Sean Anderson, Justin Shoup, Elliott Drummond, Aiden Lund, Aaron Huggins, Colby Hogan, and Tyler Curley rounding out your top 10. Big shout out to Mr. Aiden Lund running in one of my favorite cars of all time, the GM Goodwrench Series Plus Chevrolet Camaro. Again, Monte Carlo. I'm a Monte Carlo guy, but Aiden has a little piece of my heart sporting that iconic scheme and running around in 5th, having a good night here. Started in 30th, has moved up into 5th, making that Chevrolet proud, the manufacturer proud. Don't like the bow tie on bow tie action, but that's a discussion we will have later. If I may be so bold, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to speak too loudly, but it looks like the fog has been kind of clearing up. I don't know if you've noticed it on camera. And our new leader, I'm just going to shout him out because there's pit stops, Travis Strojny, but that's going to change again. See if Aiden Lund's going to pit. He is going to. Aaron Huggins says, I'm not doing that shit. I'm going to take the lead. Again, cutting out his engine, if you just heard. Saving fuel the old school way. Some people call it the old school way. Some people just call it saving fuel. Regardless, he's doing it. You know, and I wish I did have somebody else in the booth with me tonight to tell me kind of where their head's at and what the purpose would be and how much they might actually save. Again, only 70% fuel capacity for these drivers from the start of the race and then on refills. But you gotta think, you know, especially if you work at it, you practice, which a lot of these guys do, that's really got to pay off if they're doing it. And we're going to hang out with Perrin just to see how far he's going to make it. It looks like he is going to pit and is going to surrender the lead. Looks like to Cody Johnson. Cody Johnson again. If you were not following the Gears Cup Series last year, your 2023 Cup Series champion, the 08. Again, year one kind of had a shaky, controversial, I don't know if that's the word, I don't care. Run, getting into it with the now retired from Gears Cup Series, Austin Green, which may come out of retirement someday. I'm not holding my breath, but hopefully he does. Which in turn to a little bit of bad blood, which in turn causes some chaos. He has returned to the Gears Cup Series, Cody Johnson has, and dominated 2023. Now your leader again. And one of the masters. If you've ever seen someone save fuel by cutting the engine, this is the guy to watch, and that's why we're hanging out with him right now. He's very good at conservation. Should work for the Department of Natural Resources in his relative state. Next after this race is going to be the Horse Boat Hot Tub Stream. Tune in for that. Hopefully you guys send me some gifts. You're wearing a nice two-piece. Hopefully you're around for that. Looks like he is. Cody Johnson's going to pit. See what Peyton Hall has in store. Right on board with the number 77, Peyton Howell. Doesn't know what to do with his hands either, just so you know. Thanks for hanging in there. I was having another little drink. Right along with Brad Gutierrez, which is about 4.6 seconds back. The HendricksCars.com 84. Started 12th, has moved up into second in this current pit cycle. Appreciate all the support out there in Twitch land. You guys are awesome. Again, I don't care if I'm streaming for one person or 1,000. Truly a pleasure to have you in our stream. Streaming's a lot like fishing. We'll see who we can get hooked onto our channel. Zach Deshay running around in third, started 19th, doing very well for himself, having a good run. Ignoring all the haters. Getting up with that Ford Mustang into podium status. Again, we have a long way to go, 95 of 134 complete. But the only Ford in the top 10 right now is the 60 car of Zach Deshay. If that's one thing our league needs, is more Fords. More Fords is really one of those must-haves. But the 60, the BuiltSubmarines.com Dark Horse Ford Mustang is probably my favorite Mustang on the track right now. If I had to pick, that would be it. Again, Peyton Howell, Brad Gutierrez, Zach Deshay, Mike DeWalt, and Andrew Sanford, your top 5 with Matt Albert, Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Justin Shoup, Elliott Drummond rounding out your top 10. Elliott Drummond back in the 10th, not sure what's going on there. See if we can get some insight and get some intel, the 411, from some of our Discord geeks. Wu-Tan resubscribed for 1 month. They've been subscribed for 2 months. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, it helps a lot with what we do here. Allows me to bank some of the money away that we earn through Twitch into our SDK for next year. I've been kind of slowly banking that away. So appreciate that. All the subs, all the love. Yeah, I know you're sad to be missing tonight, but really Kansas hasn't been a bad race at all. We've had a few cautions to start the race, but we're almost 100 laps in and we've had a pretty good run. Again, almost 9:30 on the Eastern Seaboard. It's a pretty good time as far as how long our races go. But so far, Peyton Howell off to win number 3. If anybody can stop them, please let them know. Peyton Howell running away with it so far. Again, next week we have Bristol Motor Speedway for the Brandon's Brittle 250. Same bat time, same bat channel. And hopefully next week I'll have some of the kinks worked out with the applications. I did get on earlier. I did troubleshoot. But from what happens before you go live and when you go live are two different things, and it's a very frustrating experience. Cody Johnson, how the hell is he doing? Well, he did pit. He had the lead for a while. Let's catch up with him as he's currently 17th, fighting with Glockner and Curley for that spot, climbing back up. But his fuel saving, he was able to extend out and get a few laps more than everybody else. And that strategy may come into play over a long green flag run. And you're riding along currently with Cody Johnson, a 08 machine, your 2023 Cup Series champion. Trying to catch up with the 4.48 of Tristan Acevedo, which is about a half second ahead of him. And then Aiden Lunn, which is about a second ahead of him. See, Johns, yeah, come on, 08. Yeah, come on. I love Cody. He was one of the guys that I wasn't a big fan of, and I've really turned around and have become a huge fan of. Cody Johnson is one of my favorite people in this league. One of those guys which, once you get to know him, you understand him as a person. He's a good dude. And even if you don't know him, he is a good dude. It's just that season one really kind of put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But it wasn't exactly on him. I think it was just a victim of circumstance, which is the best way to put it. He's a great dude. Go follow him. I'm sure he's streaming here tonight. You can have his stream and my stream going on at the same time. Lurking both, please do so. Running around in 15th, trying to close in on that 3-car of Aiden Lunn for 14th position. Again, Cody Johnson looks like started inside the top 10 at about 8th or 7th. Or whatever, I don't know. At this point, I can't do math. 6th, he started 6th. I can do math. I'm currently running in 18th. Peyton Howell again with the timing that they have. Looks like he's putting the hurting on the rest of the field. Tom has had a few, y'all. You goddamn right I have. I was told to start before the stream, and I did. Now, I do not drink whatsoever, especially during the week. I'm a hardworking man. I'm a married man. I have 3 children. I work very hard. I do not get inebriated during the week, but the Friday is my way to let loose a little bit. And my family is really good about leaving me in my office to the broadcast, to what we do here. And it's been great. And it's awesome to hang out with all of you. Especially if I'm by myself. I've got to have a few here. Just so I keep talking. I can talk forever, but you don't want me talking about half the shit I want to talk about. Peyton Hall, Brad Gutierrez, Zach Duchesne, Sean Anderson, and Justin Shoup. Your top 5 with Elliott Drummond, Kendorian Davis, Colby Hogan, hell yeah, brother, Travis Strogeny, and Perrin Huggins rounding out your top 10 again. The team that Strogeny is Freedom United Motorsports. Strogeny, Cole, I think Strogeny and Tilly both have the themed Master Series cars. And those are fucking beautiful. Hugginator, Wutan. Let me know if you think P. Huggies is a good name for Perrin Huggins as a nickname. Because, Huggies, like the diaper and then you pee in them, P. Huggies. I kind of like it. It works for me anyway. And he's the opposite of piss. He's actually awesome. I just like to say that because it's funny. Pouring myself another Irish whiskey as this race moves along. Perrin's nicknames are all amazing, let's face it. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that statement with 26 laps to go. That truly is probably the statement of the night, and I'm going to pin it. At least for the next 10 minutes. There you go. Anybody visiting can see that, and if anybody wants to know Perrin's nicknames, Wutan and I will be more than happy to go down the list and provide them for you as we go on. Perrin Huggins currently riding in the top 10, holding that hammer down with Cody Johnson about 2.5 seconds behind him. But currently your leader And dominating this race with a 5-second lead is Peyton Howell. Brad Gutierrez in the second, Zach Duche in third, Justin Shoup in fourth, and Sean Anderson in fifth. Elliott Drummond, Kendorian Davis, Colby Hogan, Travis Strojny, and Perrin Huggins rounding out your top 10. And 24 laps to go. Inevitably, some of these guys are going to have to stop one more time. But those guys who hold the clutch in, turn off their power to save some fuel. How effective is that? I would love to know if anybody in the chat who's not racing understands that. I would love to have some insight because, shit, I don't do that. I don't race serious enough to do that. But I would love to know somebody that does do that to gain some insight. Again, Howell, Gutierrez, and Duche, your top three right now. Duche, the only Ford in the top 10 currently. The next one would be in 11th, and that is Kendorian Davis. Or excuse me, not Kendorian Davis, I'm sorry. The 448 of Tristan Acevedo, who has started 35th and now has worked his way all the way up to 11th. And about 4.5 seconds back from Cody Johnson. But 11th is not bad for that Red's Apple Ale machine. And if I may be so bold to say there's only 4 Fords in this field tonight, that is a crime. Somebody needs to be arrested for that. I'm not even a Ford fan, and I think that's a problem. Justin Shoup has taken over the lead. Peyton Howell has pitted. Again, the new member of Adrenaline Motorsports, or whatever the hell their new name is, taking over the lead in that Coors Banquet Beer $9.99. They should have a Mariah Carey sponsor, if you know what I mean. And your leader currently, again, started second, started on the front row. Now your leader. Let's see how long he can hold on. His teammate definitely went to pit. Let's see how long he can hold out. Again, if you got that Prime sub or are willing to spend the cash, it benefits us in the Gears Cup Series. Improving the stream. Again, shout out to Von Henny getting us that stream deck. That's going to go a long way when I have that in our hands and be able to use it to bring the stream up to 2024 standards. Again, big aspirations as we go into the season. A lot of things that have been in discussion, and being a part of those meetings, I can tell you that it's been really detailed and really supportive. Again, collaborative effort by the admin team here at the Gears Racing League to try to build this to be a place where people can call this their primary series. Maybe not only on their first night, but their second night too? Question mark. I don't know. You're gonna have to pay attention and tune in. If you haven't followed our Twitter, it's Gears Racing League. If you haven't followed our YouTube channel, it's at Gears Racing League. Again, next day coverage. You're going to be able to rewatch it here on twitch.tv. But over the year, if you want to watch this race back again, and if you're a driver and you're like, I just want to watch this race back again, absolutely. You're able to go to our YouTube page. You're going to be able to watch as many as I make. So I've made all 6 races so far, and I plan to try to be here for all 33. Again, Justin Shoup still your leader with Sean Anderson, Colby Hogan, Elliott Drummond, and Perrin Huggins in 5th. Kendorian Davis, Cody Johnson, Peyton Howell, Jacob Delgado, and Alex Tilley rounding out your top 10. Again, you got some cars out here, lap traffic. As you can see on the tower there, looks like as high as 14 is a lap down, and that's just good racing right there. Only about 3 cautions, knock on wood, that we have. And it's been a dominant race, all raced by Adrenaline Motorsports. If it hasn't been Justin Shoup, and it's been Peyton Howell. And if it's not been Peyton Howell, it's been Elliott Drummond. Elliott Drummond now in 4th, trying and digging for a podium finish. I know second or third will not be good enough for this young man. First place or bust for the 45. Again, looks like conserving fuel. Colby Hogan not doing that. As you can see, side by side, two strategies coming into play. Team Wheelin' and Dealin' is on the move. You're goddamn right about that one. They are moving and moving quickly, hopefully into a podium spot for them. Perrin Huggins trying to close in, but about a second and a half, almost 2 seconds away from Colby Hogan. Again, if you're just joining us, next week we have Brandon's Brittle 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Same time, stream starts about 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 if you're in the Midwest, with qualifying promptly at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Looking forward to possibly having a special guest. Stay tuned for that. As I always try to get somebody in here before we go green. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This week it just didn't work out. But I just drank a little bit more. Number 6 of Blake Schneider grinding on that outside wall. That Fastenal number 6. One of the 5 Ford Dark Horse Mustangs in the field. We ride along with 5th place Perrin Huggins for the last couple laps. Again, 12 laps to go. Justin Shoup out to a lead. Inevitably, I am told he's probably going to have to pit. But he's going to stay out there hopefully as long as he can until he has to. $11 laps to go at the line now. The 999 machine making it known to Adrenaline that he's serious about being a part of this team. Bladen Edwards, again, riding around in 26, not having the night he probably would have expected. But the 75 still out there, still on the track, and making the pavement work for him. A lap down, maybe 2 laps down, I don't know. Still out there, still running clean as we've had a good night. Only a handful, less than a handful of cautions. Everybody has done well for themselves. As you can tell, the fog has cleared up, which has made the broadcast a little better for me. Right? Don't have to be all over the camera. Again, a one-man show over here in this booth. Trying to make it all happen for you on a whim. Post-race interviews will be had, hopefully, as long as my connections are working. Odds are that's against me too, but we'll find out. Justin Shoup, Sean Anderson, Colby Hogan, Elliott Drummond, and Perrin Huggins, your top 5, with Peyton Howell, Cody Johnson, Chris Parkton, Alex Tilley, and Brad Gutierrez rounding out your top 10. 8 laps to go, and Shoup having a 3-second lead on Sean Anderson, but 3 seconds feels like forever in racing, but not so much if fuel is a factor. And if indeed fuel is a factor, I believe both of these guys are going to have to pit. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But as we ride along board with Sean Anderson, you'll hear as we go into turns 3 and 4, his engine cutting out, which he's trying to conserve fuel the best that he can. Let's give a listen for Sean Anderson as we go around once. hear that engine cutting out. Sean Anderson again started 28th. Now has worked his way up into the first position. Elliott Drummond 3.6 seconds back. And it looks like a battle for second is on between Peyton Howell and Elliott Drummond. I'll let you guys know if they start closing this gap. But let's ride along with these two. Again, both contenders, Peyton Howell and Elliott Drummond, both the top two on the leaderboard with points. Wins, domination, laps led, everything. See Drummond cutting out his fuel. As we come across the line to nearly 4 laps to go. This is insanity. You have Sean Anderson, Peyton Howell, Elliott Drummond, and Perrin Huggins with Cody Johnson, your top 5. Brad Gutierrez, Zach Deshay, Mike DeWalt, Chris Parkman, and Andrew Sanford rounding out your top 10. Biggest mover of the night so far in your top 10 would be Andrew Sanford of the 73. Started 36th, now up to 10th. Huggins now passing Elliott Drummond. Will these guys have enough in the tank? Sean Anderson, 3 laps to go. They're giving it all they got. Sean Anderson, this would be win number 1 on the year. 2 laps to go. Peyton Howell and Perrin Huggins, Elliott Drummond, all of them are coming. Peyton Howell, as you can see, about a second, 1.6 seconds back from the leader. We're going to ride along with him as we get close to the white flag for the Munson 200. See Anderson coming off of 4. 1.2 seconds now. We're going to keep it here as he has Sean Anderson in his sights. Has Anderson done the math and have enough? Closing in is Peyton Howell. You see him coming to frame. But coming out of 4, your winner of the Munson 200 at Kansas Speedway is Sean Anderson. Sean Anderson, your winner of the Munson 200. Peyton Howell and Perrin Huggins, your top 3 with Elliott Drummond, Cody Johnson, Brad Gutierrez, Zach Deshay, Mike DeWalt, Chris Parkman, and Andrew Sanford rounding out your top 10. Sean Anderson, victory number 1, and the celebration will be on, I am sure, in just a moment. But again, Sean Anderson, your winner of the Munson 200. Let the celebration begin, and we're going to work on getting you who you need as we start the celebration for the Gears Cup Series and the conclusion of the Munson 200 here on Casa de la Horseboat. Stick around for the Gears Cup Series post-race show coming up momentarily. Thank you, Cody Johnson, for the rate of 14 this minute. We're 1 follower away from 350. All right, we are back with the Gears Cup Series post-race show. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, hanging out with you guys here as we get set. I should say get set as we get ready to conclude this evening's racing. Again, I will bring it back to our wonderful fellas here at the Gears Cup Series. Let's see if we can get Perrin. Perrin, can I get a copy?
Yeah, sir. I got you, bro. Sorry.
All right, Perrin. No, you're good. You're good, man. Finishing third, again, started seventh here tonight, or excuse me, eighth. You started inside the top 10. I'm sure you had a good car. 30 seconds or left. Less. What are your thoughts about this evening?
That was an up and down race for her, sure. My God, set back big time on old tires there, and the whole rest of the race went green. So I was in a bad spot. My save fuel and a P3, man. So I'll take it. Thank you to Cody Johnson for the fuel saving idea. But yeah, it's-
Man, I hit that when that last caution come out, I took two, and that's what got me to second. I did not think that I was gonna run two and have a chance at the win. And I'm mad at myself. I should have pit one lap earlier on that final pit stop. I'd have got to Sean. But yeah, like I told you before the race even started, I said, uh, you'll probably have fun watching my onboard from 25th. I suck so bad at this track.
Yeah, no, you actually you pulled out of second place, and apparently I was muted when I was asking questions with parents, so I apologize to everybody out on stream. Again, it's been a long week. I'm not going to get into that. But finishing second here tonight, I would imagine was a good finish for you, as you felt you weren't going to finish well here. Starting inside the top 10, finish inside the top 10, finishing the podium spot seems to be a regular thing. You're finishing either first, second, or third. So, anybody you want to give a thanks to or shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Adrenaline Captures, Martin Sports, Premier Racing Setups, Race Stop Suicide, Nerditudes, Sim Rap Market, Blading for the Paint Scheme, and Justin. He did a hell of a job tonight. I was proud of him being his first race for Adrenaline.
Hey, I got to ask. So, how did that come about as far as the transition from him changing teams? Because that happened all relatively fast. Am I right?
Yeah. So he was on a part-time schedule, and they needed a full-time team. So he asked if he could join, and I told him yeah, and so he's on the team. He's fast. He's in the top 5 in points. I'm glad to have him.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll get a couple wins, and we added Zachary Taylor too. Sucks he missed. He'll miss next week too, but he'll be back for Atlanta. So
Right on.
that'll be
Right
fun.
on. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, you guys have a strong team now with Shoop added to the roster. I imagine I'll be talking to either one of you guys every week. So, congratulations on your podium finish, and again, have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you for the broadcast and Mike and all of them for having this league going.
You're very welcome, dude. It's what we came here to do. Ignition 21, if you are a part of the console days, that's inside joke. But a man I want to give a salute to and a big shout out is Sean Anderson getting win number 1. Started in 28th, climbed all the way to the top of the Munson 200 mountain to take the victory. Checkered flag. How are you feeling here tonight, buddy?
It's awesome. Thank you, Tom. But I didn't know if I had the pace tonight. Started in the back. Wasn't sure if I was going to make the race, and just tried to do whatever strategy I could. Stayed out in the beginning there, trying to get some track position because it's super tough to pass. It's just so high side dominant. It's just so hard to get around anyone. And just got lucky. I literally ran out as I crossed the finish line and started sputtering. I just barely had enough. I really thought Peyton was going to get to me there. It was a fun race.
I noticed that you were saving fuel. I don't know if you're watching the stream or lurking at all, but we did touch on you and a couple others who were saving fuel. If you can share, I know a lot of this information you kind of keep inside as far as to your relative race team, but anything you can share with the conservation of fuel by cutting out the motor? Like, what does that exactly do for you?
Cutting out the motor and clutching it just saves a little bit extra. You can just clutch it into the corner, back up the entry, let it roll, and get back to the throttle. Still make some decent lap time and save some fuel, but cutting off the engine definitely saves more. It's just a lot of work trying to shift and cut the engine off, clutch, and not forgetting to start the engine back up. I have done that a few times, and that definitely costs you some time.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's got to be something you really have to practice at to really master. If anybody who knows iRacing in the least knows that kind of move does take some skill to accomplish while you're still driving.
Yeah, I think that's probably my first race win on iRacing with saving fuel, so I've practiced a lot with Cody and Perrin, and definitely taught me a lot with that, so it definitely helps, and definitely puts more strategies in play with that, or 2 tires, 4 tires, or there was just so many guys in different strategies. I have no idea at the end there. Luckily,
it was
worked out.
madness. I mean, it stayed
I know,
green, which I think was good for. Well, ultimately, obviously good for you. But I think at the end of the day, like that's what we needed as far as a series. Like we needed that long green flag run to kind of have pitch strategy play out. And fortunately for you, your conservation of fuel, your strategy, your skill came into play, and ultimately ended up in the victory. You're in the playoffs, buddy. How do you feel?
It's awesome. Yeah, I think I was kind of down in the points. I haven't had the greatest finishes of the season, so glad to be in the playoffs. Hopefully, we can get some more good finishes here, a couple more wins before it starts.
Before I give you an opportunity to shout out who you love, Von Henny says, tell Sean I love him. So from Von Henny, he loves you. Again, thank you so much for coming out and being a part of the series. I know you've been here from the beginning. Honestly, as tired kibbles from the Xbox console days, one of my favorite guys to announce their gamer tag. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys put on an awesome broadcast. Mike and everybody, all the admins put on a great. I'm glad to see it growing big in iRacing, and can't wait to finish out the season strong. Shout out to Perrin and Cody. Shout out to Jeff Rudick, owner of RFP Racing. Glad to get the win tonight, and I really thought Peyton was going to get to me there at the end. It was super close on fuel, and he was coming quick. So
dude, I think if there was another lap to go, it would have been a battle for sure. But again, you had that to your advantage in your back pocket. You ended up the winner. Bobby B. Dennis says love Sean. Jay Rudick says heart Sean. Again, you have win number 1 here for the Gears Cup Series on the season. You are in the playoffs. Congratulations, man. Hope to see you next week at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. And that's going to do it for us here tonight at the Gears Cup Series. Again, next week, Brandon's Brittle 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Same bat time, same bat channel. For your host, Tom Torrey. For Sean Anderson, Perrin Huggins, and Peyton Howell, a.k.a. The Horseboat. We love you, man. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and hopefully see you next week for Brandon's Brittle 250 right here on Casa de la Horseboat. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye now.